Now I want to get to this. Tensions are reaching a boiling point in the House as lawmakers face a late Saturday night deadline to avoid a government shutdown. House Republicans remain divided. Speaker Kevin McCarthy and Congressman Matt Gaetz getting into a really tense exchange in a closed-door meeting yesterday after Gaetz accused McCarthy of funding a negative social media campaign against him, which the House Speaker denies. This as the Washington Post reports that some McCarthy critics in the House GOP are plotting an attempt to remove him as early as next week. Let's bring in Republican strategist Dustin Olson and Democratic strategist Tim Hogan. Thank you both for hopping on this morning. Happy Friday. Dustin, let me start with you. This is a lot of in-party fighting and drama for House Republicans with the government shutdown looming this weekend. This exchange apparently got testy behind closed doors. I know this isn't the first time these men have sparred, but is that a far-fetched allegation by Gaetz against McCarthy?
Well, first of all, I think this is just what happens when you have such a razor-thin majority. And as far as these influencer campaigns, this is actually something fairly new, it seems, in politics. We had recent reports about the George Soros-funded TikTok army for Biden. I think this is actually a problem in politics to have this out in social media where it's not actually disclosed who's paying people to say things on social media, if this is actually true. But ultimately, we saw 17 rounds of votes earlier this year, and ultimately I think it was good for the party because we were able to work things out. And I think ultimately in the long run, McCarthy's going to stay, Gaetz is going to get what he gets out of this, and ultimately the country will be fine.
Yeah, and this, of course, coming at the same time that he's threatening to oust the speaker if he doesn't meet certain spending demands. Tim, let me pivot to you. What's the overall impact of this ongoing feud that we see between McCarthy and Gaetz? And now even reports that McCarthy's speakership could be in jeopardy if he doesn't meet those demands by some of these hardline Republicans.
I think Dustin's right that there's a razor-thin majority. You have 222 Republicans in the House. 5 to 10 of them are constantly looking to either vote down legislation to keep the government open or to potentially move to vacate Kevin McCarthy. And that's overall bad for everybody. We have the Senate moving on legislation that would keep the government open, that would make sure that our troops get paid, that would make sure that food security, national security are funded. But when you have such a small margin and when you have Kevin McCarthy focusing every day on keeping his speakership and only able to plan one day at a time to try to stay alive, this is what happens. And you have so much leverage with such a small faction. Representative Don Beyer, a Republican from Nebraska, made a point that it is time for Republicans to negotiate with Democrats on this because there is simply no other way out of it. Kevin McCarthy made a deal with the White House that he is reneging on. And, I think the reality is we're going to see a government shutdown, but it is because there is such chaos in the Republican caucus and Kevin McCarthy has no control over them.
Yeah, and Dustin, I want to get your take on what Tim just said. What's the likelihood that McCarthy will have to turn to Democrats, to get some sort of deal passed and to strike something to avoid this late Saturday night?
Well, I think that would be great if that was actually true, but I think Democrats are actually desperate for a shutdown. And we started this week off with the ABC News Washington Post poll that showed President Biden trailing Donald Trump by 10 points. I think with all the economic news and a lot of other polls that have shown that really voters are really giving Biden credit for a bad economy, that ultimately they would like to be able to shift the narrative. And I don't think you're going to actually have Democrats really willing to avoid a shutdown because they would like to hang this around Republicans' neck.
Yeah. Tim, I'll get your response to that. And also, speaking of Democrats coming to the table, everybody, kind of making some concessions here. McCarthy has made repeated calls this week for President Biden to come to the bargaining table, strike a deal, to meet somewhere in the middle, especially on border policies, certain spending cuts. Many Democrats have said President Biden should not agree to negotiate with McCarthy. But in your eyes, should he?
The negotiation right now is in the House Republican caucus. Kevin McCarthy can't pass anything with the members of that caucus. I think he's going to be forced to the table to do a more reasonable agreement, probably the agreement that he already signed off on, the top line spending with the White House, and he's making it sound like he needs another negotiation. He's just going back on his word. And I just want to say on that ABC Washington Post poll, even those publishers recognize that that is a huge outlier. And when you look at the fall of a reelect for a president like George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, they were all presiding over an economy that was recovering. Yes, they were struggling in the polls, but they all ended up winning re-election. And Democrats are not rooting for this. Republicans, so many Republicans are not even rooting for this. You have Mitch McConnell, Shelley Moore Capito, senators begging McCarthy to fix the problem in his caucus. This lies with Kevin McCarthy, and the problem is he has no control.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.